We're back.
What other instruments do you play?
What other instruments do I play? I started out on piano. Once I got a hammered dulcimer, I started playing guitar and anything with keys like accordion. I even messed around with mountain dulcimer for a little bit, but really for the past 10 years it's been nothing but hammered dulcimer.
Do you remember the penny whistle?
Oh gosh, yes.
You did that a little
I
bit.
did. I played that on one song. I learned one solo for one song.
Who are your biggest musical influences and why?
I think I have to give three main people. One is Rich Mullins, the other one is Acoustic Alchemy, and the third one would probably be Whiteheart. Why? Rich Mullins would be just an incredible writer. There was nobody as poetic as Rich, and I always just was so drawn to his artistry in writing. Very similar to Paul Simon, just kind of sometimes out of left field. Maybe not quite as left field as Paul Simon was, but anyway. Acoustic Alchemy, they were a group that just captured me from the beginning, even though I was a rock and roller at heart. They're a jazz group, and they just did very uncommon things with their melodies and their rhythms and stuff. It was totally captivating. I've been listening to them for 30 years. And Whiteheart is very similar. A lot of good rock and roll, a lot of good writing, great keyboards, great guitars, great vocalists. It was just all around wonderful rock and roll.
Who are some of your other life influencers outside of musicians?
Oh, I hope I can make this happen. I'm probably going to speak more traditional, or not traditional, more current, I guess. If I think of a current one, it would probably be Seth Godin, who's a marketing guru, and he's just so good at getting to the heart of what motivates you to connect with your fans or with whatever, a group of people that like whatever you do. If I went back further, the one name comes to mind is Frederick Buechner. He was, I don't know, I'm probably going to say horrible, wrong things about his past. I believe he was a pastor at one time, but when I met him, he was an author, and he wrote fiction and, what else would you call it? And nonfiction. That was a pretty big influence on me. Actually, St. Francis of Assisi was another old author that I would read and was greatly influenced by St. Francis of Assisi. I'll stop there because I may ramble.
What was the most impactful live performance for you that you have ever attended?
Oof.
Or maybe top three?
If I say oof, does that go back to Greek or Hebrew?
No, that's Scandinavian.
The Scandinavian, oofta? Oh, so this is kind of esoteric on this one, but I just remember it, so it comes to mind, so it must have been a big impact. There was a guy by the name of Wayne Watson, and I can't even tell you what it was, but I'd seen him in concert a couple of times with a band, and I loved his music. And then the last time that I saw him in concert, it was just him. It was just him on stage with a guitar and a piano. It kind of went back between the two. And I was so captivated that one person could entertain and just thoroughly put on a show that was so heartfelt but entertaining at the same time. I just always go back to that one. So somehow it was a big milestone in my life to see that happen. More recently was getting to see Acoustic Alchemy after 28 years of following them, close to 30 years, yeah. And it was just something that I never did. I didn't go to concerts much really as a youngster, and so it just never struck me. Of course, they're across the pond, so I didn't even know that they toured the United States. And so, yeah, I got to see them, and what really struck me was just, holy crap, are these guys good? And are they tight? It's just everything that you would ever want in a concert.
I would like to discuss your big break in August of 2016 when your video of Tears for Fears Everybody Wants to Rule the World went viral. Did you ever think something like that would happen for you?
Short answer, no. Never in a million years.
What was the one feeling that you had when you realized what was happening? One word to describe the experience.
Undeserving.
How has this whole experience changed your life?
Still undeserving.
Why undeserving?
How has it changed my life? I honestly would like to say that it hasn't. And I only say that because it hasn't changed who I am. At least my wife hasn't said it has. Those closest to me have told me that it hasn't changed who I am. And I'm happy about that. I remember Rich Mullins saying early on when, of course, he was single for a long time and people would ask him, you know, about marriage and if he misses not being married or whatever, or still being single, that kind of thing. He said, if you're unhappy single, you'll be unhappy married. And that kind of just goes to the heart of me too. If I wasn't happy playing to 5 people in Podunk, Arkansas, let's say, sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, but you can say Podunk, Florida. If I wasn't happy playing to 5 people, I wouldn't be any happier. I shouldn't be any happier playing for 5,000. There's certain ways that it has changed not my audience, but the size of the audience. Yeah, it has been able to help me make a little more money. And so I'm able to do a few more things that were just really, really hard to do before in the business, and having to just bootstrap everything. And there's still a level, I'm still bootstrapping everything. So yeah, it was a magical moment. It was incredible. I'm part of the annals of internet history, which I don't know how long that will last. You know, I mean, once the bomb drops and, you know, the internet's gone, then I guess I am too. So in some ways it's really cool, but at the same time, I am who I am. And I think that's part of what my fan base likes about me.
Mm-hmm. Practice time is essential as a performing musician. Most people don't realize the amount of preparation and private practice time you must spend in preparing for a successful performance. What does a normal practice session look like for you?
Strapping on a metronome, for one, and making sure you're playing in rhythm and in time. Normal practice session, it usually starts with a warm-up, and that's usually like a drum rudiment or a chord exercise, something to just get your hands warmed up. Then I'll play a song that I played for forever, just to enjoy it again, to see if there's some small thing I can do to it to make it a little bit different. And so this is practice time for performance. Is that right?